Hey there and welcome to another day in Minecraft 1.13 Survival. My name is Shadow C and this is episode 17, which probably is the last episode of Minecraft Update Aquatic that I will do forever. Because this server is going to be, this client is not a server, it's a single player world. It's going to be updated onto the newer version as soon as 1.14.3 update. So that's one piece of news right there for you. Another piece of news is that I've been AFKing here on this iron farm that I made for a while, and this is the amount of iron that I got so far. So that's, I guess this is probably just about enough to start at least some of the modules of my automatic sorting system. But today I'm gonna work on some of the farms that I need for the village breeder farm, which is gonna come, I guess, after the update. But I wanna have all of the crops. I want to have the wheat, the carrot, potatoes, and the melons and pumpkins farm ready for when the villager breeder is available. So new mechanics for villager breeders in 1.14, and we're going to be focusing on those instead of just doing the old ones and then have to update the thing. So that is my semi-automatic wheat farm that I have right there. I am going to improve that. And as you can see right there, I'm going to show you, that's my spawning platform. So everything is lit up underneath and on top. That's where the mob grinder is going to go. And as you can see, I can get a zombie from there. There's no zombie. Wow. So another thing that I've been working on is this awesome book that I was able to gather by AFK Fishing. It has Respiration 3, Mending, Unbreaking 3, Fire Protection 4, Aqua Affinity, and, well, a couple of more like enchantments that are not going to be applied to the helmet. And I was very happy that I was able to have like one of the best helmets in the game, but guess what? I cannot apply because it's too expensive. So now, I'm not gonna go to the 1.14 version that has a bug with the enchantments and allows you to like build really overpowered armor and stuff. I'm not gonna do that because I think that's kind of like not in the spirit of the game, but just for you to know, I have a really good helmet here, but I cannot add the mending into it because also it's too expensive. So yeah, I'm working on the best armor for me with mending. Now that I have the XP farms going, I'm gonna be able to repair some of that. But yeah, unfortunately, this book I might have to throw it away. So that's kind of sad. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. Alright, so I've decided to come up with a new design from scratch. This will be adapted to the 1.14 version where that comes. But what basically this does is an automatic wheat farm which will produce the wheat and the seeds already. And as you can see, I have one light source right here. This is probably not optimal, but I can add more light sources on the walls of this thing when I build the walls. But what I check during the nighttime is that this single light source was enough to make all of these crops grow. And then on the sides of this pretty much a circle shape that I have right here, I put some stairs to like water up the little, borders of the shape right here, because this water source right here will provide enough moisture to water a 4x4 square, which is this thing right here, like the square right here in the middle. So basically how this is going to work is that I'm going to have a villager with his full inventory, like doing the farming right here, and when the inventory goes full, it's going to just drop the seeds and the wheat on the floor. And down here, I'm going to have a rail, system that is going to collect with a hopper minecart. It's going to collect all of this stuff and process them through a filter. Now all of the farms are going to go into a single storage system. So that's a really cool design that I have right now, because as you can see, there's a lot of farmable land. There's one single light source, which is in the middle. It's lighting up all of this 4x4 center of the thing. And then I'm going to have maybe some torches, because it can be as easy as just putting some torches on the walls, on the sides. I'm going to do like white concrete, then glass, and then white concrete, and like up there in the walls, I'm going to put the torches. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, that's good progress. Of course, we removed the old ugly farm, and I have all of my resources saved like right here. So I have the white stained glass for the farm, and yeah, now I need to do a lot of white concrete to start, working a little bit on the structure of this. But this is looking really promising because we can do the 3 of the farms right this way. Yeah. And this is the look of one of the floors of the farm. Is 7 blocks tall, but I think it's pretty much what I need right now for the thing. So here is where the rail system is gonna go, and it's gonna be dark gray concrete trim. And I've decided to go, so this part is the part that goes right here. I decided to go to 2 rows of white stained glass and have the connected textures right there from the Optifine shader, so that's why you see it a little bit oddly. So maybe I take that off because it's not really vanilla Minecraft right there. And so in the second floor, this is where the second rail network will go. We get the dark gray trimming again, and here's where the floor, you know, the second floor of the thing will go, so that you have to like continue with the white. And by the way, the connection here right there in the 4 corners is because I want to shed a little bit more light inside. So that's why you have these torches right here, because these are the places, these are the darkest places, like where this, you know, glowstone light doesn't reach. And so that's to give it a little bit more like optimization to the farm. Like, this is far from optimized, but the deal is I'm going to be working here a long time, so that's why, you know, I don't really need this to be like blazing fast. I can just breed villagers and keep doing the towers up, so that's not a big deal. Basically what's left from this little floor right here is I need to get one farmer villager inside of this thing. I need to fill his inventory with something so that he drops the things on the ground and be collected by the rail system right here. And I need to do some sort of hopper system where I will be like probably transporting all of the items to some little storage system for the farm items themselves, like specifically for that. And we have our little fellow right there doing his job in the farm now. So what I had to do is I look into my iron farm, and there were no farmers around there, although I think I saw a fisherman. So what I had to do is, you know, travel all the way over there to our village in the middle of the ocean, and I got this guy, which is a fisherman, which oddly enough he tends farms, even though if he's not a farmer. So there's something I'm missing right there with the mechanics of Minecraft. I think fishermen and other types of farmers, or other types of villagers, you know, do tend the farms. So what I did next, I lure him into his new cage for the rest of his life right now. And I gave him like 8 stacks of seeds. And what happened is that he wouldn't do anything to the farm. He wouldn't collect the wheat. So that was not working. And also, by the way, I have like half of the minecart, mechanism going on over there. So just for the sake of, you know, seeing if it works, if it's collecting the crops and stuff like that. So what I did next is I removed everything from the farm, and he started planting his own seeds, and I started giving him, I think I gave him like 3 stacks of wheat, so that he's half full by now. So he's planting the rest of the seeds that I believe he has in his inventory. And when that comes to an end, I hope that he's going to start stacking up on wheat, and that he's going to start working, because it looks like they only will farm and drop the wheat on the ground if they have their inventory full of wheat and not the seed. So that's one small tip right there for you. So yeah, I'm gonna keep waiting for him to do his job, maybe just pull out some of the seeds, some of the extra seeds that are here. But what I'm afraid is that once he starts harvesting, he's gonna have like half seeds, half wheat. That's gonna cause him to stop farming at some point. So I need to like keep an eye on him, and make sure that he's doing the right thing, and make sure that he's throwing out the items for my minecart to catch. Alright, I finished the whole cart mechanism right here, and this is the offloading mechanism. As you can see, what I have here going on is I have a hopper. This is a test hopper going downwards into this one, and then the hopper that actually offloads the items from the cart is going sideways. So what I achieved here is that I can have multiple floors of this farm going, and they're all going to offload into this hopper right here, and they're all going to like put the flow into a downwards going hopper line that's going to end up in some sort of storage system for all of the farms at some point. But the thing is, this is still not working because, well, I don't know why. I actually have to do some research. So our guy is just standing there. I know that his inventory is half full with seeds and half full with wheat. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and investigate that and get back to you when I have some answers. So the reason why this guy is not gonna farm is because he has some food in his inventory and he thinks he has enough food to breed. So that's why this is not gonna work. I think the only way to make this with villagers work is, well, actually two ways. I can put another villager nearby and we'll try to share wheat and bread, but I don't think that's gonna be very effective for this farm. The only other way that I see this working is that if I can have them breed and then get a fresh new farmer and quickly stuff them with seeds, a stack of seeds, so that he can get any of the wheat from here. I think I can do them while they are still young, or if not, I can just create. I think what I'm going to have to do is just create a villager breeder somewhere off into the ocean right there, and just, you know, breed them until I get the right farmer with the right stuff in their inventory, because this guy is not going to farm. You're not gonna farm for me, right? My god, you're so unwilling. Look at those eyes. So for a quick recap of what we've done so far with the farms, so we tear down all of this structure right here, which was my semi-automatic wheat farm, and then I started to work on a design for a fully automatic wheat farm using villagers. But the problem that I encountered was that I took some villager off from a village in the ocean right there, and I used this rail here to lure them into the structure, but he is not, as you can see, he's definitely not working on my wheat. And the problem is that this villager has some food in his inventory. He actually was already with some food in his inventory when he first arrived, so he was never going to work, actually, because for this farm to work, you need to give a village with an empty inventory 8 stacks of seeds, and it's the only way that the guy is going to work. Now, as you remember, that's the first thing we did. We gave him 8 stacks of seed, but he had something already in his inventory, so we couldn't fill his inventory up. So I then thought of many ways of trying to empty his inventory. Maybe have him breed, or have him share his food with another village. We might do that at some point, because he might have some bread in his inventory already, or some wheat, and then we might convert him into a working villager. But I'm not gonna do this right now, because it's suppose that I will have to work on a villager breeder, which I'm going to do once I update to 1.14. So for now, I'm going to work on the carrots and potato farms, which are much easier to come by. Now, I've completely redesigned the track right here so that they would not go over the shape of the circle right here. Now that means that I left some blind spot. Actually, I think there are like 4 blocks in the entire range where the rail is not going to be able to pick up wheat. So we're gonna have some items despawning, at some blind spot right here. We still don't know. The card might actually like grab them from if the items fall close enough to its path. So that's one thing. So for now, I'm gonna just deactivate this. I added a lever over there so that we can park the cart over there and not produce any lag. So that's something interesting. Oh, I fell like 70 times in this hole right here. So what I'm gonna do right now, and to wrap up this episode, is work on the carrots and potatoes farms right here. What I'm gonna do is build 2 more circles that are expandable outwards, like this one. And I'm gonna work with a concept developed by Logical Geek Boy, and you'll find a link in the description for the original concept developed by that guy. That's a really smart way of working on farms that are like level based. So I'm gonna start working on that right now and teach you all about it. And then once we update to 1.14, we'll be able to adapt those farms into the new 1.14 mechanics, and maybe we let him know about what we've done here if this works. Alright, so I finished the layout of the potatoes farm for now, and with the light levels. But I've noticed a very odd thing in this wall, which wasn't happening in my testing wall, where I did, and I'm going to do a tutorial on this, and hopefully it's going to work for you. But as I look at the different blocks right here, I always see light level 0, 0, sky 0, and block 0. So I'm starting to suspect there is something wrong with this wall, and that's why I get a lot of blocks here where I cannot plant crops. Like I was trying to lay down up, to to know the pattern. Like for example, I cannot plant a crop here or here or here, whereas in my testing world I was able to do that, you know, just fine. So what you would do basically is just cover up these 4 blocks, which were the only 4 blocks where you could not plant anything, and leave this plot for the villager to plant. So the villager will be able to plant a crop right here, but with a block updater that I'm going to work on right here, right now actually. You put an observer here facing this way, and then basically you create an observer clock with another observer facing the other way from below, and now you add some redstone dust, and what that's gonna cause is a lot of updates into the block right here. Alright, so what basically did here is I added a comparator here, which is going to measure whenever an item arrives to this dropper, and then a repeater to strengthen the signal, and this loop is going to create a comparator clock. Now the easiest way is to put a block and then power that block, but I cannot do that with this redstone dust right there. So just for compactness in the y-axis, I did this other loop right here, so I can just take this out and hopefully grab these items so not to lose them. And now if you want to test with just one item, that is going to speed it into a water drop, and if you know, you can test with 4 or 5, and there you go, it works perfectly. So I have here with me some rails, the hopper minecart or the minecart with hopper, and a piston that I'm going to use to flash everything into one single block. So what you basically do is to put the rail there, put the minecart, and then you gotta go back. Let's see where I can go to work on this. Right now I'm at an angle that I suppose, let's see, let's remove this thing. All right, yeah, that's perfect. So from here I should be able to remove the rail underneath the cart, and there's the cart right there sitting, and having that thing dispense stuff for me. So what that is going to allow us is to push these blocks from above into the same place that the hopper minecart is. So I'm gonna go from here and place a piston like that, and then yeah, I need the dirt as well, and I need to power it with a lever. So now when I power this, if this works, and I think it did, yeah, now as you can see we have the block together with the hopper minecart in the same place. Alright, back with the hoe and some guys hammering my wall, and now I have to replow the land and hope that the hopper minecart is still there. So let's just drop an item. There you go, you just heard the farm in action right there, so that's a good thing. Alright, I've been sitting here for a while with this fellow, like picking up the seeds that he plants and checking if he ever harvests the potato. And I think I'm having the same issue as with the other farm. Since this guy has some food in his inventory, he has enough food for reproducing or sharing, he might not ever want to harvest the potato to keep expanding the farm right here. So, but anyways, I am going to have to go soon, so I will continue with this experiment a little bit better, and you should plant. Yes, sir. Alright, so I am proceeding with bone milling a little bit, you know, around, just to have a complete field of potatoes planted. It turns out that when I give the farmer some potatoes, he goes ahead and plants them. The problem is that he is not harvesting them because he has some sort of food in his inventory, and we cannot get rid of that, and I don't think we will ever be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is set up a very small villager breeder, so that I can actually have a fresh villager with nothing in his inventory and just fill him with potatoes so that he can actually work at my farm. Alright, it's a new day here in real life, and I have some updates for you. So I had to actually come up with the perfect lighting layout for having this farm completely planted, you know, by myself, except for this one block right here. And the problem was that without these blocks here being farmable, the villager was actually able to plant the crops in here, but when the crops had to grow, for example, happened here and here, they would just pop off the block. And since we don't have any minecarts around, you know, down here, that actually was going to cause us to lose potatoes. So now with this, I carefully, added some extra lasers. For example, I'm gonna show you this one is 2 blocks away from the border right here, as well as this one. But these 2 light sources right here are 1 block away from the wall. And what that achieves is that every single block here is farmable. I have no idea about these 4 blocks right here. I might just have to like uncover this and check and test them. But I think I'm happy with the layout as it is right now, and I'm not going to change it because right now I cannot plant anything here. And if I give some potatoes to this guy, he doesn't want to farm because he has some food, but he will willingly go there and plant them. You can see the farm in action. So I have a working farm now. The only thing I need is a farmer with an empty inventory. And what I thought of doing is I can use my iron farm right there. Since I have, a good enough stash of iron already, I don't need it to be in working order. I'm going to update to 1.14 and probably take the whole thing down. So I'm going to use those little chambers right there as villager breeders, because I was pretty successful in breeding villagers with that setup right there. Okay guys, I think I got it. Yeah, this little fellow right here is a farmer. Yes, he is. And now I'm gonna try and catch him. Can I catch you, please? Could you get into the boat? I wonder if... Off we go with our little fellow right there. Look how cute he looks. You are going to be my future farmer. I hope that his inventory is empty. Like, I'm pretty sure they weren't sharing anything with the little ones before. So that's why I have like F3 plus B on, so that I can see all of the entities and the lines of sights and stuff like that. So I'm going to get this little fellow up there and get the other one out and start giving him potatoes and see if that's going to work. That's awesome news. So he's gonna stay here, and I'm gonna make a little rail system so that I can lure him onto there. Excellent. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. You know what? You are free. You're a free man now. You can go. Come on. Come on, go. Come on, don't make this hard for me. Let's get out. Come on. Out. Out. You're good for nothing. Oh my god, you made me hurt myself. Alright, so I have a minecart. We fired the other fellow. He's right here looking at this little child right here who is going to replace him for life with this job. So I got a rail system right here, which is supposed to bring this guy onto the farm right there. I'm gonna try and see if this works. Okay, so we picked him up. That's really cool. And now we need to just, I guess, power these guys and slowly take him. He's not taking damage or anything, right? So we need to slowly take him up. No, up. I said up, not down. That's cool, though. We can manually push him, and now he's in the farm, and that is just awesome. Now let's quickly close this. I said close. Oh, come on. I'm so slow. I'm so slow right now. So let's get him out of the cart right here. That's great. And so eventually he will grow to be a farmer. So we're gonna feed this guy with some potatoes. I don't think he's going to do anything until he grows, to be honest, but maybe let's see if he can take inventory. That's a little experiment that we are going to do. Okay, so he took inventory, which is that is bad news, because that could mean that he had food from right when he was bred, which means that, yeah. Oh, is he gonna go? Oh, he's working already. Wow, this is child labor, ladies and gentlemen. So now the only thing that we need to check right now is if this guy is going to harvest the potatoes. If he doesn't harvest the potatoes, that means that the other... Oh, he's doing that. Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, we have a working farm. That is so awesome. So that means that he wasn't given any food by the adults when he was bred, and now he's just tending my farm. Thank you so much. I knew child labor was the way to go here. I knew it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to repeat the process twice for the 2 other farms, and I think we can call this episode done. Oh, I've never been so happy about a stupid farm in my life. Oh, there you are. Hi, I have news for you. So I've heard that you've been taking some money out of the cashier, you know. That's thing that is frowned upon the family, you know, the Italian family that I belong to. So do you have an explanation for what you've been doing, right? Like, you know, not working at all, taking the money, getting my customers away and stuff like that. Huh? What? What did you say? I didn't hear you. What did you say? Can you be louder, please? Okay. Job done. Now let's remove this thing and go on with the next farms. Alright guys, we finally did it after hours and hours and hours of breeding villagers and then trying to get them to their places. I finally did it. And so let me quickly show you. So this is working right now. The cart is collecting really fast. Like this guy is getting rid of all of the wheat and is seeing his inventory is full of seeds. It's really collecting all of my wheat for me and a lot of extra seeds as well. So that is really cool. If we go here to the potato farms, we have 3 stacks. I have 2 more stacks here in my inventory. I was using potatoes to make the villagers breed over there. So there are like 2 stacks missing. And the second villager that I was able to put inside this farm was the carrot man. So if I had to give a piece of advice for how or what is the easiest way to build this sort of villager-based farms, I would say 2 things. First, the light levels need to be perfect. You have to have only 1 square in your farmland where the light level is not low enough for a mob to for a hostile mob to spawn, but not high enough for crops to be able to grow. And that's how it's gonna work. If you leave more dark spots in the farm, the crops are going to get lost there, and you probably could have a big loss in efficiency. The only really important, I cannot stress this enough, you need to breed villagers and get them out as soon as possible, because the grown-up villagers can share food with the little ones, and the little ones can actually do farming work, although this guy did not do anything until he grew up, so that one over there might have been a glitch. And then the last piece of advice for the last guy right here in this farm right here, this one was the most difficult one of all by far. I spent like 1 hour trying to get him into the village. You need to do it from above, but the problem is that since this is all farmland, the minecart is going to just slide through the blocks right here, through the farmland into the rail system right here. You have no idea how many times I had to take this guy out of here, make him park up there, and deviate the tracks off of here onto the ground. That's why I have this huge mess right here, because I had to do it 4 or 5 times, and of course there's going to be a tutorial on this because I think it's worth it. So what I did in the end is I put the cars through the roof, and then when I sort of calculated that the car would fall, I just removed the farmland. I jumped on it and removed the farmland, and I created just dirt so that we will have like a full high block there, and the cart safely landed into the field right there. And so we didn't lose the guy, because if he gets grown up, he can suffocate really easy in the gap here while he's taken around with the rail. So I am really happy about this. I don't know about you. Next episode, this is going to be 1.14. I am going to do some building, because I am already having some great ideas about how to cover this up with some nice little towers over there. So that's gonna be the farm towers. You know that this is stackable. You can go up several floors, so we'll see in the future if we expand that. For now, I think this is more than enough. Those are really tiny modules. So expect some tutorials on 1.14, because also we need to update this, and I think I know how to. And so yeah, that has been all for this episode 17, the last episode in the 1.13 survival series. Next episode we're gonna have the server updated to 1.14.3, which is the version that I recommend you go to if you want to play the latest version. I hope you liked this. If you did, leave a like, comment, or subscribe to my channel for some more Minecraft. There's a lot more Minecraft coming. I've been stuck with this episode for a long time, but now I can relax, edit, and work on those tutorials for you. So thank you and goodbye.